Greetings, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. This is a screenshot from 2021, April 18th, in fact. The first spring cleaning event that was worth actually doing a historical review was in 2021. It's been 3 years. 3 years since I've been doing these predictions. It's because I think spring cleaning actually started in maybe 2020, but we didn't have predictions because we didn't know it was going to happen. Maybe it was 2021. Honestly, the years run together. This is what 3 years ago the game economy used to be. Small amount of Tier 5 Basic and 6-star shards. If you want to talk about where we cared for the top progression in the game, 5-star 6-stones, Tier 2 Alpha Catalyst Fragments, 6-star 6-stone crystals. Look at how many spring cleaning currency it took to get 2,000 6-star shards. This is like the equivalent now of 2,000 7-star shards. Tier 5 Class Catalyst Fragment crystals, more Tier 5 Basic. And then, if you want to go real crazy, let's do a 5-star Nexus and a generic 5-star Awakening Gem for 675,000 of that currency. The best gift 3 years ago about this time was a 5-star generic Awakening. That's how much has changed. That's how much has changed. And I love doing this because I love showing just how much has changed, and I get to kind of go back. I don't know if nostalgia is the right word, because I do not want to go back to how my channel was obsessed with reporting news in this community for every day for 5 years. But this is 337,500 priceless doubloons for $100. That was it. Before I got all this new hair, by the way, if you want to check out how I looked, I'll actually hide my webcam for some of these just to go back in time. There I am in all my awkward glory. 27,000 free doubloons. This was in 2022, April 14th. So this was mid-April. And you had minted doubloons this year. And then you went all the way to $100, where instead of 300,000 something, it was 405,000. So slightly more than usual. I also had 27,000 units back then. Look at me. And 2 years ago, Tier 4 Basic and 6-star shards. More 5-star 6-stones. Uh-oh, a 5% Tier 5 Class Catalyst Fragment Selector. 5%. How generous. More 6-star shards. Tier 1 Alpha, Tier 2 Alpha. This was a big deal. This was essentially a 6-star Awakening Gem Selector, which was, by all accounts, a 6-star generic Awakening Gem when you targeted the right class. And then you got 6-star 6-stone, Tier 5 Basic. Look at my disgusted face 2 years ago. I was like, what is this trash? Tier 2 Alpha, a 10% Tier 5 Class Catalyst Fragment Crystal, which is worth 0 guaranteed value. And again, another 5% Tier 5. 6-star Nexus Crystal Selector, also crazy expensive. I am shocked by that. My face looks like I can't handle it. And then another 5-star Nexus Hero Crystal, but the 6-star generic 6-stones, of which I had 118 back then. I don't know who those went into. Maybe Corvus? Pretty exciting. And then this was the first time, 2 years ago, that we saw Tier 3 Alpha and Tier 6 Basic. You'll notice it is just 25% of one. And yet it was $100 for 25% of one. And then you got Tier 4 Class Catalyst Selectors, 6-star Nexus. That was pretty exciting. Tier 4 Class Catalyst Selectors used to be really expensive. So, yeah. Pretty crazy. And oh, look. Now we're in June of 2022 because this was, I think, July 4th offers for that week. And you got 10% Tier 5 class catalyst selectors. You got a featured 6-star worth of crystal shards. You got a 20% Tier 5 class catalyst fragment selector. Wow. I do not like those glasses, by the way, dude. They did not look good on me. Of course, there's only so much you can do. 6-star generic 6 stones, Tier 4 class catalyst selector. More 6-star 6 stones. More now 6-star shards, Tier 1 alpha, Tier 5 basic. Look at how much that cost. $240,000. It's like $50, maybe more than $50 even, for a 6-star Nexus and a Tier 5 basic. Kind of a ripoff, it feels like. Tier 4 class catalyst selectors. All the usual stuff. And then, oh my gosh, look how much this cost. Multiple hundreds of dollars to get the Tier 3 alpha and Tier 6 basic. And there's the generic 6-star awakening gem, and my face is once again pretty shocked. Pretty shocked. And then you had more Tier 6 basic and the Cavalier Nexus 2021 crystal. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. We also had some 6-star rank up gems, which were, I think, my favorite. Hey, what do you know? We also got 27,000 Deadpool spring cleaning currency 2 years ago. And that $100 gave us 480,000 maple doubloonies that year. And yes, now it's April 18th, 2023. This was 1 year ago and change. In 2023, spring cleaning gave us, we're just going to skip straight through to the history of spring cleaning from last year. More generic 6 stones, Tier 4 class catalyst selectors, more 6-star Nexus, but then eventually, yes, again, the usual suspects. And then for Paragon players, $5 got you a featured 6-star. This was, by the way, in Cyber Weekend of 2022. So we got, remember back then, $100 got you 2 Abyss Nexus selectors, a 6-star Awakening Gem Crystal. Generics were not a thing yet. That was crazy. And a fully formed Tier 6 Basic and Tier 3 Alpha with, I think, 25%, 1.25. Pretty dang crazy. And then you had all these good offers, which will lead us to Relics and the Past Era Champion. This is also that year. We have Champion Selectors. People have asked me if I think those will come back. I don't think so, but you never know. We haven't seen them for a couple years. And then this was, of course, the collectible crystals. 810,000 Deadpool Bobbles happened in 2023. That was the $100 purchase. And the collectible clear out crystals may be coming back. Who knows? Look at the gold. Look at the no full impulse gold crystals. By the way, these are also offers that are on the website, we assume. And then the bundles gave you everything from Tier 3 Alpha and Tier 6 Basic, 6-star shards, Tier 5 Basic, featured 6 stars, more 6-star 6 stones. And the big question is, are we going to see 7-star shards in any of these? Look at this. Rank 3 to rank 4 generic rank up gem. That was amazing. You get 2 of them. And there's our 7-star shards. First time this entire video we've seen them and talked about them, including an Abyss Nexus crystal selector as well. A little bit of 7-star shards with 6-star Nexus crystal. This was a huge deal. And then we've got this generic 4 to 5 rank up gem with a 6-star 2022 champion selector, which I don't think we've seen in 2023 yet. So this would be our first. So if you're asking me for kind of a wish list, which I'm going to post Friday morning before the offer. So today I'm going to post the history of spring cleaning. And then we've got this to talk about as like the golden goose of spring cleaning last year. So the equivalent of this would be maybe a rank 2 to rank 3, either 7-star class-based Awakening Gem Crystal, or hopefully even a generic, and then a 2023 Champion Selector, or a 7-star Champion Selector. And of course, this is what we're going to talk about more on Friday morning, the preview to this year's event, and also the wish list. So I know this was a longer than normal video, but I wanted to show what 3 years of history on this was and take my time. I like to think that it's one of those things my channel does that's kind of unique. Obviously, there are a lot other channels that are, quite frankly, in a lot of ways better than mine at this point. But I appreciate those of you that watch this and still support the channel. It's great to still be doing this even on a reduced basis from what I did even a year or two ago. So that's the history of spring cleaning. Hope you learned something. Went down memory lane. I'll be making my wish list on Friday morning. But until then, have a great day.